second interview, final week of excavations, Block C. One of the things we're looking at this site is preservation condition. We wanted to know how did the site over the last 40 years react within its environment and archaeologically, how did it change? Granger talked about when he was here having 10 centimeters of loam on top of his features. Now loam is this material here, this gray material with the roots. Loam is defined as a combination of silt, sand, and clay. And you can see that we very clearly do not have 10 centimeters of loam at this site. So one of the first things that happened is I thought I was digging in the wrong area when I didn't find the 10 centimeters of loam. And we came across this area and the feature was literally on the surface of the ground. And then as we started doing the surface walkovers and finding artifacts along the ridges, we realized that we have groundwater movement pushing artifacts off from our site. Several weeks ago we had the USDA come out, Department of Agriculture, soil scientists come out and actually evaluate our soil, and they confirmed that we have a preservation problem. And the nice manicured lawns you see in the background, which were built over the last 60, 70 years as the town developed, are causing flash floods across the site, and the site is literally being washed down the hill. The problem with that is it's taking the artifacts with it, so we need to think about how to deal with that in the next few years. If we have lost, say, about 7 centimeters of topsoil since Granger was here, then we can assume we're going to continue to lose topsoil, and this site may not be here in another 20 years. One of the things we'll be looking at over the winter is how can we control this problem. Is it easy enough to put up some sort of silt fence to stop the water, or if that's not enough, we need to consider digging out the site 100% so the information is not lost for future generations. And the other thing along with that is how much have we already lost? Granger talked about finding pottery in his features. We found no pottery. Is that because Granger happened to find it all? Or is that because the pottery has disintegrated because it's now too close to the surface and the ice and the freezing over the winter is literally breaking it apart? So one of the things that will answer that are these soil samples that you see. When we put them in our float machine, the pottery should be left in the heavy fraction if it's present, and we'll be able to pick it out with two tweezers. We did not find any in the screens, and hopefully the smaller mesh will provide the answer that we need. And if it's the case that the pottery is being destroyed, we really need to consider getting as much information as possible out of the site before it's gone.